Hello there, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to talk about two new releases from the house of Rasasi, especially from the Hawas line. We have two fragrances that have finally come to India, and I've been able to get my hands on it just recently. So I thought let's go ahead and talk about these two and give you a first impressions of what I think about these fragrances. Should they have actually come into the Hawas line itself, and if so, why are they coming now, and should you consider getting them? What kind of a scent profile and what kind of basic performance are we getting on this first impressions video? That's all we are going to talk about in this line. And if you kind of like the type of content that I bring, then definitely hit the like button, subscribe and share, and show a little love. That will help a lot on this particular channel. So my name is Rodney, you're watching the Perfume Experience. Today we are going to talk about the latest two new flankers that have released in the Indian market currently. We are talking about the Hawas Kobra, okay, and also the Malibu. Okay, now both of these are fresh fragrances, and let's talk about how they smell and where they stand right after this intro. All right, welcome back. So two flankers. So let's talk about the Cobra first, okay? Because I think this one is something that a lot of people were looking forward to. Okay. Now this is a black colored box, and just for the batch information, this is a August manufactured batch. That information is right at the bottom there, and the bottle looks pretty decent. The box packing is pretty nice, pretty basic of what you see with Rasasi all the time. However, the flanker looks like this. It is kind of a black colored flanker, okay, but almost has a little bit of a gray, dark gray titanium kind of a vibe to it, okay, as such. And on the front there is the Rasasi branding on the cap, okay, and at the bottom you have this basic information about the product as such. So this is how this particular bottle looks. And the Malibu also has a similar type of box, but this has got a little bit of a green colored, greenish blue teal colored hue, you can say. And in fact the bottle looks actually pretty good as well, okay. So the bottle, actually this one actually looks really nice. I like the bottle a lot. The color combination of this bottle is very beautiful. A little like the Rasasi Hawas Fire, where you had the red and that kind of a tinge, and the cap also has the same information. All of that is really interesting and impressive. Looks good. Let me show you the Rasasi Hawas Fire bottle one. That was the one that I was talking to you about, right? You see this tinge of red and black, and that's the way the Malibu bottle has gone for, right? Now, first of all, why so many flankers that you see suddenly in the Rasasi Hawas lineup? Okay. Now there are two things that I think are happening here. One, of course, is that the Rasasi brand wants to milk on the, or cash in basically on the Hawas lineup, and that's why you see these fragrances deliberately launched in the Hawas lineup and not in some new flankers. But at the same time, they are also bringing up the Shura elixir also, and I think there's a Darij elixir also coming up as such. So there are newer flankers coming, but they're using those existing popular fragrances that they've had in the lineup to kind of continue getting the market momentum as such. That is one thing. Now, the second thing that I also notice is that there are two types of inspired or clone houses that are existing, right? So one who make a clone of a fragrance that does not exist in the market, so that they can be unique, okay. So fragrances of very niche brands and so forth, like that, like the ones that you see, a lot of latafas that are coming out nowadays are coming out of fragrances which are not so very popular, okay. They're trying to clone those things, right? Now on the opposite spectrum, we have fragrances that are extremely popular with people, and people absolutely love those DNA, and because of which every brand wants to position their fragrances of those DNAs as such, right? Now think about this one, okay. Now if this one is the Imagination Dupe. Now you will notice Imagination first came with a smaller brand called Cutledge with the Karos Blue Spice, and that was a very popular one. Followed after that, like we saw the Ibrahim Al Qureshi's French tobacco. We saw Al Aramin's Aqua Dubai, which was one of the best. Then we saw Zimaya bring up Mazaj. So that way you literally see it with everybody. You have French Avenue under the Pinus, bottles, flankers. You also have it in Armaf. So literally everybody wants a piece of the popular DNAs that are available, which is basically Megamar, Imagination, because Imagination is now become the new Aventus, right? So it is, Aventus is no longer the most popular fragrance in the world, and that now, right now it is Imagination. So you will find imagination, you will find the orthoparesis megamare that's coming out in a Hawas called as Atlantis. Then you will also see that these same genres, the PDM Althea genre or the Labau genre, all of these popular genres are with almost every brand, and everybody wants to get a piece of their action. Okay, so while definitely Hawas is coming very late into the game, but they're looking to bring out probably the one element that the Hawas line stands for, which is long-lasting performance and long-lasting fragrances, extremely good value for money proposition as well. Now with the prices coming lower and lower, so that is one element, and that's the reason I think why you are seeing these fragrances coming with Hawas as well, okay, like with any other brand. But there's a good amount of expectation. Now whether this is going to be a good thing or a bad thing, we will know in the coming future, because the more diluted the branding becomes with a lot of flankers coming out, I feel not a lot of people are willing to go ahead and grab them straight off. People really want to wait, see what's happening, and then get. Like for example, I don't really think even now the Kobraa will fly off very much at this point of time. People will still look forward to getting the Marwa, looking at the Marwa comparison, all of that, and then taking a call whether is this the best one. But I can tell you one thing, the Kobraa for sure will be one of the hot selling flankers from Hawas line in the couple of years down the line as well, because this is going to be one of those scents that people are going to like a lot, like the original Hawas and the Hawas Ice, the black and the fire. This is also going to be that good. Okay, it will be liked by people a lot. Right. So having said that, let's talk about the Kobraa. Okay, now this is a first impressions video, not a full review as such. So I did put on this at about 3:30, and the time now that I'm recording is about 7:10. So it's about close to about 4 hours time roughly. So during this point of time, how is the scent? Okay, now the first element that I felt about the Kobraa is that this has got detergent sweetness. Okay, it has that wet, soapy kind of a detergent kind of an element. Smells very nice in the opening. Has a nice sweet, orangey, citrusy element. Has a good amount of tea note that you can definitely smell. Smells very beautiful, very nice. Has a very good amount of detergent, soapy element to it, like I mentioned earlier. That part of it is definitely there. Now, one thing is, I feel the orange note on this is a lot less compared to the Aqua Dubai from Al Aramein, where I felt the orange note was very pronounced and a lot more natural smelling. Here, I feel it's a lot more balanced and smells really, really good. Okay, so one is, yes, of course, it smells very good, and the atomizer is pretty nice. The spray is pretty powerful. Now, for the first 15-20 minutes time, I was feeling a lot of sweetness coming from it, good amount of sweetness, good overall quality of the blend, smells absolutely great. What really surprised me in the initial impression is that it's been 4 hours since I got my first spray, and I can still smell it very strongly, okay, which is a good thing to say, because the fragrance is really, really good that way. That means it is going to be a good long-lasting scent that is going to be there. Also will project pretty well, and you should get good projection and performance as such, right? So this is nice. So overall, it has the same citrusy orange vibe. It has that light amount of hue of cinnamon sweetness, but the dominating orange note that is there in some fragrances, whereas in some fragrances it is missing. I feel it is that kind of a category here. The orange note is quite softer, very well done. The woody nature is pretty nice. Overall smells really, really good, and I'm sure this will be a very nice flanker for you to try getting. And if you're expecting to get compliments from this flanker, you should definitely expect so to happen. The Kobraa, I think, is priced roughly about 3,500 to 4,000 roughly, which is currently at this point of time, but I'm sure that the price drop will happen when more and more folks will probably bring this fragrance into India. We do have it in decants, and that's one of the reasons why I got it for to try and explore as to how it kind of smells. And I'm pretty happy with the way Kobraa smells. Is this going to be my favorite imagination clone? It is a little tough to say at this point of time, because I will get Marwa in a couple of days time. I will check that, and my best one that I kind of still like is definitely the Al Aramein Aqua Dubai one for sure, because it smells a lot natural, smells very beautiful, rich, high quality. This also smells very, very good, minus the orange element. Okay, so that was about my first thoughts about Kobraa. Now the Malibu. Okay, now the Malibu has got a different genre altogether. This has got a good amount of sweetness. That's one thing that I definitely found. Okay, good amount of sweetness, and of course it has this straight off coconutty vibe, but you also get a lot of fruity vibe, okay, specifically a lot of juicy pineapple type of a vibe. So there's a lot of citrus, there's a lot of pineapple sweetness, there's a fruit, that fruity part of it, the tropical vibe. Then that's followed by a good amount of coconut. Okay, now the first 20 minutes time, this fragrance is completely different. Okay, this is how it kind of smells, very juicy, very tropical, very fruity, very coconutty. And after about 20 minutes time, the coconut vibe starts to settle down, it starts to going softer, and the fruity tones that we're talking about, especially the citruses and the pineapple, they also start to soften up a bit. And after the 20-25 minutes time, primarily what I was getting is a more woodier, softer, creamier kind of a vibe. Okay, now the one part to realize also is that the creamy note is also coming from the orris butter which is there on this fragrance. So because of that, you do get a little bit of an iris type of a vibe with a little bit of a smooth, creamy vibe, and starts to go softer and becomes very soothing, calm. So this will be a fantastic fragrance for you to wear for a holiday, for a beach, or even if you are going for parties, for a date night, you will absolutely like it, because as it goes down, the coconut vibe becomes softer, and because of the creamy butteriness that comes across as such, this one becomes very nice to wear. Okay, whereas the Kobraa is completely linear from the start to the end is what I felt, but this one punches a lot more performance. The projection of this is way better than Malibu is what I feel right now, because the Malibu, when I put it on my left hand, at this point of time, I literally cannot smell anything of it, okay, while I can still smell light amount of use of the Kobraa still on my skin. So that way Kobraa definitely outperforms the Malibu. Now the Malibu is an alternate of the Jean Paul Gaultier's La Male, La Bao, okay, I'm sorry, La Bao, La Parfum, and basically this is a nice scent. It's a scent that's based out of coconut, but we also had the tropical come out as well, which is also one of the flankers in the same coconut series. Now this one, I still feel is okay at this point of time, probably will get a little popularity as such, but I feel the previous flankers, especially the Cuddler's Island, I think was definitely one of the nicest scents out there, and that at that particular price point, I think gave a lot better performance and a lot nicer scent, as such. Definitely here, this being the Hawas flanker, the quality of scent is definitely good. Okay, no doubts about it. It feels really nice, it feels very smooth, and especially as it goes down into the dry down from the 25th minute to so, as such, you do get a very nice aroma as such, very nice fragrance as such, but I'm not sure if it will justify the price point that it will be available at, and whether people will still continue to get this or they will choose the Island still. Okay, but when it comes to the Kobraa, I feel the Kobraa is a definite winner. They do have something very nice, although known DNA. By now people would definitely be having imagination alternatives, or in the coming summer, I think these two flankers will really be good. Both of these I feel are extremely good for office wear at this point of time, definitely nice. So you can wear it for office, you can wear it for day wear, all of that. If you're looking at a very good outdoor scent, of course, this one will be really nice for office meetings and all of that, client meetings. This one will be really nice. Malibu, on the other hand, definitely a holiday scent, definitely with more closer encounters, with a closer proximity of people, is something that you will absolutely enjoy. Okay, and that's what I thought about these two fragrances. I kind of like the Kobraa definitely way better than the Malibu at this point of time. And if you want to try out this, definitely try out the decants that we have available for both of these fragrances. And do let me know which other fragrance you'd like me to talk about and share my first impressions. And I'll see you on another video. Until another time, take care. Bye bye.